says connecting. I guess it was connected. I guess it's a go.
Cool. Well, we have no way to see if your chats because we had to do this on my phone. And unfortunately, I can't video and read chats at the same time, so.
It's a work in progress. We'll get it figured out. But please share any comments with us and we can respond when we get done with the live
Let me see if we can get to it
video.
from here.
But welcome everyone. Good morning. I hope everyone's doing well. I guess for some it's probably afternoon already, depending on where you are in the country. We are in Arizona currently. It's been a whirlwind of a year. Very exciting. A lot of changes. We've moved several times. One just from one town to the next and then across country. And then we had to move from a house to an apartment. But all in all, we're doing well. I think we're hanging in there and everything's going well. It's kind of hard going from a 1,500 square foot house to a 900 square foot apartment, but we managed. Got a little storage unit. And I know part of next year is going to be go through and get rid of stuff. So I know that's some stuff that's going on.
Yeah, there we go. Yep, we found a way to get on there.
Oh, good. Okay. I don't see anybody on there with us, but
Well, anyway, we know it's kind of early in the morning, so one thing we wanted to discuss was what we liked about the last part of the season. As you all know, we moved to Arizona from North Carolina, and we had a lot of fun in North Carolina, but it was, in my opinion, it was a little bit too humid.
it was a little damp.
So when we had the opportunity to move out to the West, everybody knows we love the West a lot more than we love the East. We took that opportunity and we moved out here to Arizona, and we haven't regretted it yet.
No, I absolutely love it here. And I have to say we're way more active here than we were in North Carolina.
Yeah, quite a bit.
We've done a lot more camping, a lot more hiking, a lot more exploring. So, and a lot of stuff here we've already seen once. So we're just kind of going back and seeing again. But
Yeah. Like the first video from this season was just a drive in the desert. That was just one evening, not even a week after we moved here, that I decided to go out. Crystal was in Houston at the time, and I just decided to go out and explore. So I went out and I found Canyon Lake and all that. We had gone, when the days before she was here, we had gone to Saguaro Lake, or as they say here, Saguaro. Don't mispronounce it. They get mad. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But that was just us going out and exploring. And since then, we've been to Sedona, 3 times?
yeah, 3 times.
We've been to the Mogollon Rim, Mount Lemmon. I mean, we've been all over the place. Everywhere you could think of. Prescott, we've seen all kinds of stuff. Oak Creek Canyon?
Yeah,
Supposed to be the most scenic drive in Arizona. And then we went on the second most scenic drive, the Mount Lemmon Scenic Byway.
I have to say Prescott was the first night stay in Prescott was a little sketchy. We couldn't find a place to camp. A lot of the places in Arizona, if you want to camp, you can't make reservations, and so you kind of have to just go. And I would get off work and we would jump in the Jeep and we would go, and we couldn't find a place to camp. So this gentleman at a campground told us where there was dispersed camping. So we went to this dispersed camping place, and it was a little sketchy. I wasn't scared of the coyotes, I heard. I was more scared of the people around. They weren't what we were used to from the rim, and when we went and camped north of Flagstaff, Sedona, and it was just a little strange. I'll be honest. That night was a little strange.
Yeah, and the coyotes didn't help either.
Yeah, but again, I was more afraid of the people than I was the coyotes. But
We actually have fallen in love with the Prescott area, particularly Mangus Mountain and that area over there. Prescott holds a little bit of sentimental value to me. My grandfather is buried there, and I would like to go back and look for his grave.
I'm
Hi,
responding.
Dean.
Hi, Dean. I wanted to respond to you. Merry Christmas.
But yeah, we would
can't
love
tell.
to go back to the Prescott area and spend a lot more time there. We also would like to go up towards Flagstaff and Mount Humphrey and that area. We do have a list of places that we want to go to next year, and we'll get into that in just a little bit. But if you guys are on and you have watched our videos over the season, what was your favorite place to go that you saw us go to? And just leave us a comment or leave us a message in the chat, and we'll discuss it a little bit further.
I have to say, my favorite was the rooftop tent. That was like my favorite experience of the season. Just, sleeping in the back of the Jeep was fine and it was okay. But now you have to remember, our Jeep is older and it needs some work. So like one of the door handles inside doesn't really work. So that was a bit of a challenge. And when we got that rooftop tent, it was so comfortable. Like I didn't want to get out. I just wanted to stay in the tent. Like he wants to go out and drive around and I want to go set up camp and hang out in the tent.
Yeah, we still haven't turned it around the right way yet. It's still over the awning.
Yeah, we're gonna go out there. We need to do that soon because we do plan on
A couple of winter camping trips.
we plan on going somewhere in like New Year's Eve, maybe, possibly. We're thinking about somewhere south where it won't be so cold at night. But so we need to go out there, and I need to do some stuff and take care of the Jeep and organize some stuff. So we do need to get out there and do some work.
There was a couple trails just north of where we're at right here that we wanted to do. One of them has camping right on the lake at Horseshoe Lake. And we kind of wanted to go up there one day too and maybe go camping up there. And that'll be probably over the winter time because it's still down in the desert and it'll be a little bit warmer.
Yeah,
But even now, I mean, it's getting down into the 30s at night here in the desert. So, it's still pretty chilly.
well, with the flannel sheets and the Sherpa blanket and the tent, we were warm when we went to Mount Lemon.
You could get in the 30s then.
And it was in the 30s. It's just making sure you're dressed in the morning when you get up to stay warm.
And just for a note, the week after we went to Mount Lemon, it snowed there.
I almost wished I was there when it snowed.
Yeah.
I do like the snow. It's pretty.
That was kind of disappointing.
Yeah, we missed the snow, but
I think my favorite trip was the Mogollon Rim.
that
was
was
probably one of the most beautiful places that we've been to.
it was beautiful. And that was really our first trip.
Yeah.
But it was fun. I had a lot of fun. It was a little trying to work the kinks out, and now I feel like I can better pack and prepare
Yeah.
for a trip. Like we bring stuff that we never use, and we need to stop that.
We're still looking for something to put on the back of the Jeep in lieu of a bumper, which are very hard to find for a Jeep Commander, that will allow us to put the spare tire on the back and have it swing out. If we had a door on the back of the Jeep that actually swung out, it wouldn't be so big of a deal. We could actually bolt the tire right onto the Jeep. But since our lift gate goes up, we have to have something on the back that'll hold the spare tire that will swing out and allow that to go up. So if anybody knows of anything, we tried buying one from Wilco through Jegs, and they just kept delaying, and finally after almost 2 months of waiting, we just kind of gave up on it and said the heck with it. So, but that was a hitch mount. That actually went into the receiver hitch, and that swung out wide enough to where we could get the lift gate up. But again, they didn't deliver it, and we kept waiting and waiting. So if anybody has any ideas of things like that we can get, please, by all means, leave us a comment.
Yeah, we would. I got to learn to pack smaller so that I can accommodate for the spare tire in the back of the Jeep.
For now.
For now. Now that we have the tent on top and we don't have to sleep in the Jeep. There's just got to be a way, and I'm sure there is. We just have to figure it out.
Yeah.
And I don't think the rooftop tent I don't think the top of the Jeep will accommodate the rooftop tent and the rack, that we could put the tire in the rack. I don't think there's enough room to line it all
Well,
up.
if there was a way we could mount our rack forward of the tent over the cab of the Jeep, that might work.
No, there's an option, and then put
Yeah.
the tire up there. We'll get it figured out. We're still going to go camping. It's not going to stop us. I'll just have to pack smaller, and
We're
that's
getting the itch
fine.
now.
Yeah, like I really just am ready to go drive off into the desert somewhere, even if it's just for a day. Just pack a lunch and just go drive out to the desert. I just want to go, but we have Christmas obligations.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say unfortunately, because I'm excited to go visit some friends today and drop off some little goodie baskets, but
And we're still trying to get with Michael to, get his driver's license and get him some kind of a vehicle where he can go back and forth to work. His schedule right now, it seems like every weekend he's working every weekend at least one day, and that kind of keeps us from having much momentum going out and doing things, unless it's like just an overnight trip or something like that for right now.
yeah, and I think he'll get it. We did move much closer to his work, and that was one of the reasons we picked Scottsdale, was because it's only 6 miles to work for him versus what was 35 one way previously, and that was just wearing on us. But at least this way he can maybe catch a ride with someone at work. So it does give us a little bit more freedom, and there's a bus system, but with the pandemic we haven't really figured out when it is, and it's not 100% reliable, only because if it has the max people on the bus, he has to wait for the next bus. And our motto is, if you're 5 minutes early, you're late. So he does not want to be late for work.
No.
Which is good. You don't want to be late for work. So we're still working through that, but at least we're closer.
Yeah.
And he does have people that would help him get to and from work. So he just needs to get a driver's license.
Definitely.
Or a scooter. We get him a scooter or a hoverboard or something.
Yeah. Something that'll get him to work.
Yeah.
At least it doesn't rain here that often. I think we've been here, 4 months, and it's only rained once.
Yeah, it rained the other day. I got up and I went to walk the dogs, and it was raining. I walked them in the rain. I didn't even care. I missed rain so much.
But not like North Carolina rain, where it was raining every day for 3 months.
Yes, every day, all day. But I did miss a good rain.
Some of the things we're planning on doing to Otis this coming up season, or in the near future here coming up, we'll probably do videos on it. We really want to build a thing for the back to hold the refrigerator and the stove and a little bit of storage room. We also want to pull the seats out, pull the carpet out, and do a rhino liner type thing on the floorboard, and just put some vinyl WeatherTechs in there or something like that. Just to use that for the floor instead. That way it's easy to clean. You squirt it out with a hose. It doesn't matter. Don't laugh, but I still want more lift on the Jeep. And I think one of the ways that we're going to be able to accomplish that. No, there's a reason for that. You
No, I
laugh
know,
about
but
it later.
I'm laughing at me because I have a hard enough time getting into the Jeep.
Yeah, I ought to video her getting in the Jeep one day.
He's going to have to get me a little step stool.
But one of the reasons is actually it's really not even so much more lift that I want on it, it's more stiffness that will actually help protect it. I have 32s on it, which really, for all intents and purposes, aren't really a big tire. But on that, I was only able to put a 4-inch lift in the front and a 2.5 in the back. So it lifted it up enough to put the 32s on it, but every time we go over, like when we went to Bulldog Canyon, when we had friends in the back of the Jeep, it bottomed out a lot, and It's not like they were heavy friends. It's happened a couple times, even with Michael going over bumps just in the back. Michael weighs what, 120 pounds?
If he's lucky. So can
So
Wet.
even the slightest bit of weight in the back of that will make the back end bottom out on that. So I'm thinking maybe some airbags, front and rear. I don't know how we would do it on the front, but I know I can do it on the rear. And that will help to at least stiffen it up some and give it a little bit more of a consistent ride. So that's one of the things, major things we want to do to it. Another major thing I want to do to it is I have a friend of mine that recommended a mechanic that can actually put dual exhaust on it. He's up in Utah. So we're going to try and get up there sometime in the near future and put dual exhaust on it. And I think that will not only make Otis sound better, but I think it will actually increase the performance of it, so we're getting a little bit better than 11 miles a gallon. That the old adage is really, really true, that a Jeep will pass anything on the road but a gas pump.
Yeah, it does take a lot of gas. That almost killed us, having to drive Michael back and forth to work if I was at work, because I would have the Murano, and then so moving here was it was good for us.
Financially, anyway.
Financially, it was good for us. We're still adjusting to the apartment, but we'll be fine with that. I know another thing we've been kind of throwing around to do to the Jeep is get a little air compressor that you put somewhere in the engine compartment,
Mount
so
something.
we could air up and air down when we need to. Of course, you don't need the compressor to air down. I just take the air out, but
We have those little things that you put on it and it set the...
you set what you want, and it, which I think we had, that was in a video, our first video when we did Schnebley Hill.
Yeah.
Was that the trail?
Yeah.
So we have that, but we thinking more something like some mounted in the engine compartment. And I know one of the other channels, and the name escapes me at the moment.
Trail Recon.
Yes, I think that was it. We
Brad.
watched him put a little compressor in his engine compartment, and I think that certainly will free up a lot of room, and then we don't have to bring the compressor with us when we go camping and stuff. So, and if I'm trying to slim down what I'm bringing, that would be helpful.
I'm trying to see how long we've been on. Well, anyway, I guess that wraps it up for Otis then. For what we're going to try to do for Otis.
Yeah. And then these were the places that you had written down that you wanted to go, that we were
Yeah.
thinking about.
Pretty quick, what we're going to try to do is we are members of All Trails online, and we go to them basically to find trails that are easy enough for Otis to ride on, and they'd be fun. And one of the first things we want to do is we want to go down to just south of Patagonia, which is south of Tucson, and there's a trail down there called the Ghost Town Loop. And this is about a 26-mile long trail. It's pretty cool. It goes right down to the border, and you come back, and there's some places to overnight camp there. So we want to do an overnight camp there on that trail. Of course, we want to go to Tombstone. We haven't been there yet. That's her.
And Winslow, Arizona, because I need to stand on the corner.
Of Winslow, Arizona.
That's like a huge deal for me. Sorry.
And it'll be the Girl, My Lord, and a flatbed Ford. But that's just a couple of the small little things. Not really camping trips, but just little overnights or even day trips. We want to do North Rim of the Grand Canyon. There's a place up there by Bright Angel Point that we want to go camping. And we're hoping to do that soon. And another thing we want to do is Zion National Park and Bryce Canyon National Park in Utah. I don't know if we're going to have an opportunity to go to Moab this time or this year, but I would love to. We might do that on our big trip, and we'll get into that in just a minute. There's another place down south of here that is a lot like Bryce Canyon in the fact that they have hoodoos down there, and it's called Chiricahua National Park. I never even knew this place existed. We drove probably 5 miles away from it when we moved because it came on Interstate 10. It's an absolutely beautiful place, and I can't wait to go down there and video it and show it to you guys. We want to go back to Sedona, of course, to do Broken Arrow and Soldiers Pass. We've been told that's probably going to be about the limit of what Otis can do in Sedona, but we want to try, and we want to just get out there and maybe ride some trails in Sedona too. For us, particularly, Sedona is a love-hate relationship. Uh, the traffic there, the 3 times we've been there, have been absolutely ridiculous.
In the town of Sedona.
In the town of Sedona, not Sedona. We love Sedona. Sedona's a beautiful place, don't get us wrong. But the traffic there is just so caustic that it just makes it unbearable for people like us that like to get out and be open and free and don't want to be around a whole lot of people. It became very touristy, and even in the video that we did with Oak Creek Canyon, you could see people lining up on the side of the road on a 2-lane highway that's basically barely big enough for 2 cars, and they just pull off the road wherever they want to, and there's lines of cars for miles to go to places like Slide Rock or doing the trails or anything like that, and all the campgrounds are always booked in advance for 6 months, so you can hardly ever get on them.
Yeah. But I mean, Sedona is beautiful, and I enjoy doing the Schnebley Hill Trail.
Yeah.
And when we went up and camped north of Sedona after we got past Sliding Rock and all that, it was actually our first trip with the rooftop tent.
No, we didn't have a rooftop tent then.
No, we didn't.
No, that
I'm
was in the back
sorry.
of the Jeep.
I'm sorry, but anyway, there's just so many people. And that's one thing I have found in Arizona. It's like everybody works all week, and then on the weekend, they want to get away from everybody. So every time you go out, there's a whole bunch of people out there, but it's fun. It's still fun watching the side-by-sides and the four-wheelers and the Can-Ams, and they're a lot of fun.
And that's another crazy thing about Arizona that I still haven't gotten used to. Can-Ams and the side-by-sides, they're road legal. If you can put a tag on them, they're road legal.
And we see them all the time.
And it's nothing to drive down the middle of Scottsdale and see a Can-Am driving down the road. And people think nothing of it. And I guess they register them like a motorcycle. I don't know, but
It's just weird for us. We're just not used to it.
yeah, you never had to fight the road for a side-by-side unless you were out in the country or something. A couple other things that we wanted to do is we wanted to go up to Lake Powell. There's a trail on there that we found on All Trails that's actually on the north side of Lake Powell in Utah. And it's an easy trail. It's about maybe 4 miles long. And whenever you get there, there's dispersed camping right on the lake at the north side. It's the northwest side of the lake. That's one thing I'm pretty excited about going to because I like camping on water. I think it's beautiful.
Yeah, I do too.
Lake Havasu, that's probably going to end up being a winter camping thing. Just because in the summertime it's almost unbearable heat, and in a rooftop tent it's going to be pretty hot, and there's not going to be any way to cool down unless we go jump in the lake. So those are the last small things that we're trying to do. We are planning a huge trip, preferably around 2 weeks, or what is it, 15, 16 days.
Yeah, that's our huge trip because I do still have to work.
And with that, we're going to go some pretty exciting places like the Pando in Utah, which I don't know if you've ever heard of that, but if you look up the Quaking Giant or the Aspen Pando in Utah, you'll see that it is a huge 165-acre tree stand of aspens. And what's unique about that is it's DNA certified to all be the same organism. So those aspens, whenever they spread, they'll go underneath the ground and sprout up a new tree. And this is 165 acres of one tree.
That's cool.
Yeah, so we wanted to stop there. We want to go up to the Tetons and to Yellowstone, and then make our way up to Flathead Lake. And that's in Montana, just south of Kalispell. We love Montana. We want to go up there and see it. Crystal's never been. I've been a couple of times. when I was playing music on the road and
Yeah, I'm
touring with
excited.
artists. Um then whenever we come back through there, we would like to stop off at a place called Pinedale, Wyoming. And the reason we want to do that is because that's actually a bucket list item for us. We would actually like to eventually move up around that area. And we want to go up and start exploring and finding out what it's like up there and see what everything was.
Yeah, we're hoping that eventually I can work completely remotely or become monetized and just do what others are doing
Yeah, full-time
and just
RVing.
and just enjoying life and traveling and visiting
Bringing it all to y'all.
and sharing it with each and every one of you. But it is a process. It is not an easy, certainly not an easy process, and it takes a lot of work and a lot of time. But if I could be 100% remote work, then we can basically live wherever we want.
Yeah.
And I think that in the area that we were looking in Wyoming, we may look at the Dakotas or even Montana. We're still, exploring, trying to figure it out. But we'll get it.
Yeah.
We'll figure us a place
Eventually.
to land.
We actually have a couple other revenue streams that we're working on too as well. This channel is also on Rumble, and we have two other channels that we're working on getting together right now.
Yeah.
One of them being in her expertise in financial aid.
For
and-
student financial aid. Not like
Yeah,
a financial advisor or
for
anything.
education.
Yeah.
And mine being in music theory, because I'm a lifetime musician. I've been playing for 40 plus years, 40 something years, since I was like 4. But we do really like the Pinedale area. It's you get a chance to go look it up. You'll understand what I'm saying. It's
Yeah.
only like maybe an hour and a half from the Grand Tetons in Jackson Hole. It's not as expensive as Jackson Hole. In Jackson Hole, you got to be a millionaire to even think about living there.
So Dean said he loves Kalispell. Did I say that right? I hope
Yeah,
so.
Kalispell.
Kalispell, Montana.
Well, Dean, you kind of have an advantage because it's just right down the road from you in Canada there. So, but yeah, we do love that area. We really can't wait to get up there and video and all of that. We're actually going to try to come back through Moab whenever we come back, but depending on the time of year that we get a chance to go up, we're thinking it's probably going to be around July. We may want to stay towards higher ground and as much cool weather as we can, so we may actually go into Colorado and do Imogene Pass and Black Bear Pass to get our Jeep Trail Badge of Honor, our badges for the Jeep. And maybe I think there's a couple other ones too that we may go over into Moab and try to do on our way through that are real simple. So we got a lot of stuff we're trying to plan on, and that's one of the biggest things that we're trying to do right now. Another big thing that we're going to try to do is buy a trailer.
But not like a camper trailer, more like a base camp
Yeah.
tent trailer. So it wouldn't be something we could live in. Well, I think if it came down to it and we had to live in it, we could, but it would be almost more like a tent than a trailer than what you're thinking.
Yeah, if you've got a chance to go watch the video on the Black Series Dominator, go check it out.
Yeah, it's really nice. I like it. I think it'd be great as a base camp where we could drive out, set it up, and then go ride trails and then come back.
Yeah.
And of course it has a bed, and then if Michael wants to come with us, we would still have the rooftop tent and he could sleep up there and we could sleep in the trailer.
Or it has an annex we can put on it, and we can actually make that into, put some inflatable mattresses out there and house a whole bunch of people.
Yeah, it's really cool. I'm excited about it, and I'm hoping all our plans go the way we want them to.
Yeah.
I know that there's outside forces that could shut us down at any minute, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah. You never know. It might be better to be out in the wild.
Right? So.
But that's neither here nor there. But that's it. That was our wrap up. That was what we want to do for next year and what we enjoyed about last year.
And we certainly want to thank everyone for your
Oh,
support,
yeah, definitely.
for watching our videos, for being there, and just supporting us. We really, really appreciate it, because without you, we don't have a channel, and we have no way to do what we want to.
Yeah, and just as a side note, we're like that far from being monetized, and we haven't bought anything to help us get that far. We haven't paid extra money for this, that, and the other thing. This is 100% all organic, all because people have just stumbled upon us and they like what they see. So tell your friends, if you like what you see, tell your friends, tell them about us, please. And these things, I know whenever we first started watching videos of different people that would go out and travel full-time RVing, it was kind of living vicariously through them. And we really enjoyed it. Matter of fact, we still watch videos from a lot of the people that we first started watching them from. I won't mention any names, but because I don't want to get in trouble. But there's a lot of different ones out there that I learn a lot from just studying the way that they video, studying the way that they format their videos and stuff like that.
And it's funny because I feel like if I meet these people, it'd be like meeting a movie star or something. But
I kind of feel like I've been meeting an old family member myself. But
yeah, but I just mean I would like to eventually meet all of them face to face, because I do enjoy their videos, and we've watched their kids grow up.
We've actually watched them morph into pretty darn good videographers.
Yeah, and it's just exciting to watch and see, and then to be able to meet them and maybe hang out with them. What would be fun would be like if everybody could get together at one camping spot and we all go camping together. That would be a lot of fun.
Interesting, yeah.
That would be a lot of fun. I would like that.
I know there's one I would like to go camping with. It's me and my RV.
Yeah.
Won't mention any names, but because I'm writing.
Stop. He's going to get you for copyright infringement.
We do appreciate all of the people out there that have been mentors to us. And we hope you enjoy everything that we do. And if you have any suggestions, by all means, shoot us a comment, shoot us an email, whatever. You can go to our website, 4low2go. That's the number 4, the word low, the number 2, and the word go.com. And you can check out a lot of our stuff there. We're going to be trying to start writing blogs and stuff like that on there. You can get to our Facebook page. You can get to our Rumble feed. You can get to Instagram. All of that stuff that we have on there that we feed daily, or as often as we can. And we look forward to seeing you guys on there. I'd like to have everybody on everything being all together. I know there's some people that watch us on Facebook or on Instagram but don't watch us on YouTube. So my goal would be to have everybody homogenous, so it would all, everybody would all come together for everything. So any final words?
I don't. Just again, thank you. I wish you all Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Boxing Day.
Yeah, whatever day you celebrate.
Whatever you celebrate or however you celebrate it. I just wish you all the best with your families, and a year going forward of health and happiness and love and doing what you want to do.
Yep. What she said.
So, all right. Well, we have some tasks to handle today, so I guess we're going to get started on those. There's still some more baking to do.
What are you making today? Rum balls or bourbon balls or something?
No, I made those yesterday. I need more chocolate chip cookies and more chocolate crinkles, because those are my favorite. And I ran out. And then he needs more pizzelles. I think that's all he needs more of. I don't know. But I do have more baking to do. So, anyway.
Well, Merry Christmas, everybody.
Happy holidays.
And if we don't see you before then, Happy New Year.
Yes, Happy New Year. Thanks, everybody.
All right, God bless.